Good morning to you, good morning. It is Sunday the 9th of December 2018. I've done those things that one should, and I must say it was a cracking service this morning. It was in effect a children's mass. Yeah, it was wonderful. Full-blown bells and smells stuff, but there we are. That was this morning, and I'm contemplating what I'm going to attack next. Now, cracks in plaster, you shouldn't worry about the crack in the plaster, you should worry about what's underneath it. Now, I can't admit to being that worried, because, well, I don't worry. And this wall obviously over time has moved, but judging by the depth of the plaster, it hasn't moved in some time. That one, not so sure about. Don't know when that was. Can we accuse that of being a repair? Not really, but cracks in a plaster are only the symptom, and you've got to get the plaster off and see what's going on underneath, and then get in there and stabilise it all. Squidge mortar in hard. So I think that may occupy some of my imagination this morning. Yeah, I think that that very well may. Well, that looks a bit tidier. Yeah, I'm not short of things to do, but yeah, that looks a lot better. Not very pretty, but better. Do you know, we live in a crazy world. Where I used to live, people used to pay money to go to a gym to work out. They never cut firewood, they just paid to ride bicycles and lift weights and things. And they paid money for it. Funny that, isn't it? Now they could come and stay with me and they could cut firewood, wouldn't need to go to the gym. Think how much they'd save themselves. Now, of course, some of you are thinking, why doesn't he do that on his circular saw? Well, because it's too big. These are old fence posts, and they're oak, and that will keep me very warm. Thank you very much. The job I need to get done today, while the weather is how it is, I need to get this painted. That one needs its first coat of green on that side. It needs another coat of, top coat on the other side. They need their second coat on that side. Plenty to keep me occupied. Well, so far so good. That's second coats and stuff done. Just got to leave that to dry off. Some silly fool has only gone and put a door up there. I mean, you know, what's the point of a door up there? It's a nice door. Oh, this is fun. Every so often you feel a need to stop principally when you discover that the stones at the top there are not held on by anything. Yeah, I think I'm going to very carefully take off that top row of stone, which I don't like anyway. You know, it's not dressed nicely. But yeah, it's going to have to be a careful dismantling because each of those is a bit too heavy to drop on your nut. But otherwise, we are making progress. Yeah, always progress. Just sometimes it feels like going backwards. Well, there we are. I think that wants what we call in the trade rebuilding, possibly. Now, there's something comical. It's not comical, it's sad. What was holding that row of bricks, that row of stones on, it wasn't brick, was very, very little. It wasn't bonded, yeah, horrible. Okay, but yeah, dead bat holding all together, as dead bats do. I'm going to rake this out and sort out some nice square trimmed stone to do a decent job on this, I think. But not until after tea. Yeah, tea, definitely. Could have been worse. Well, that's a start. I'm going to let that go off a bit, partly because I think that's good sense, and partly because it's time that I lit the fire and started thinking about dinner. Yeah, that's a bit tighter than it was. Well, hello, good evening and welcome. It is December the 9th, 2018. It's been a good day. I've done a lot of silly sort of things, little bits, but all moving towards getting things better. I've knocked off some plaster and loose render, and I've ripped out loose mortar, and I've backfilled, and I've had some fun with some blocks on top of the wall, and yeah, all good stuff. The day started very well. I went to Mézières-en-Brème. In this part of the world, not enough people go to church, and there are churches in every small hamlet, small village, and they don't have a service in every church every Sunday. They sort of move them around. And this morning the service was a children's mass for the second Sunday of Advent, and it was rather lovely. There were some comedy moments, there always are. The priest chose a very small girl to light the Advent candles, and that was always going to be interesting because, you know, small children and flames. Well, this dear little child, she was given one of the long, thin, what I would call a taper, a cierge, and as she walked towards the front of the church, the flame went out, and bless her, she didn't panic. She turned round and she scooted back to her parents, who lit it, and she came back to the front. The interesting thing for me was we had I don't know, what was the proper term for a collection of nuns? And they obviously were involved with the children. But one of them was up the front playing the guitar. Why not? Why not? And it was a lovely, lovely service. Anyway, that was that. Came back, changed. I didn't wear this to church. There's more stone in this jumper than there is in a church building. I don't know. I suspect it wouldn't burn. Yeah. Yeah. So I did a bit. Cut some firewood. I've eaten. What more could a chap want? But I've got to that point of the day where it's the winding down point. Now, how badly do you want me to play the guitar to you? Well, I cut one stone and set it. Got some more to cut and I shall set them, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. I've been up and down my steps enough times today, and it is Sunday. Should be a day of rest really, shouldn't it? Yeah. No rest for the wicked.